Hi, welcome to Transitions. I'm Anne Wagner, your host, and today I'm chatting with Leanna Kokoski. Welcome, Leanna.
Hello, thank you very much for having me here. This is a wonderful opportunity.
Well, I'm thrilled you agreed to the interview. So, Leanna, I met you recently at a Canadian Association of Mental Health Muskoka Parry Sound fundraiser. And when I was chatting with you, I found out that you were one of the featured speakers at the Journey of Health and Healing series. So I'm wondering if you could tell us what brought you to come and speak publicly at one of these events.
Well, I moved here from St. Catharines 4 years ago, and I moved to my boyfriend's family's property up in Amsdale. And when I moved here, it was a complete life-changing experience coming from the city to the country. And I had a lot of mental health issues of my own, anxiety, depression, panic, agoraphobia. And being that we moved up here, no kids, nobody around, no family of my own, and I was just losing my sanity. So I started going for counseling in Sunridge. They were able to help me out with a volunteer driver, and that seemed to open up a lot of doors for me. The more I went to counseling, the healthier I was able to get, the more learning I did about myself. I've done a lot of soul searching, and through all my learning and talking, I was asked to be a speaker at the Journey of Hope. So I accepted, I wrote up my little speech, and basically it's a story about my life and what got me here and where I am now. And if it hadn't been for the opportunities and my volunteer driver that brings me back and forth to my counseling, if I didn't have that help, I'd be nowhere. The help I got opened up doors for me that otherwise I'd never be able to go through. It's opened up a life of choir for me. I've been able to be in the Magnetawan Summer Choir. I've tried out the Huntsville Choir, and this year I will be in the cabaret with the Magwin Choir for the third time this year. I've been doing a lot of counseling in choir. I've been helping. I brought the idea to counseling about music therapy, and now every couple of months they have a music wellness session, and I'm involved, and I'm the lead speaker of that, and I help get people motivated through music. And I don't know. What else do you want to know?
So it sounds like you've become a real public speaker then and an advocate.
Not with really trying to, but just telling my own story and opening up. I guess I kind of have without realizing it.
And so what, from the way you describe it, you came up first, you were feeling isolated, it was a new environment, first time living rurally?
Yes. I've lived in the city my whole life, and I was scared to death living up here. I love the country. I love the bush. I've never seen a trailer in my life until we moved into a trailer, and it became into a trailer house, and we have a wood stove, and it's not the city, and I'm just like, oh my God, my head's going to spin right off my shoulders. So because my kids were not with me, my kids got taken away from me by Children's Aid years ago because of my anxiety. I had a panic attack in the boyfriend's face. My daughter saw, freaked out, thought something else was going on that wasn't, and she overreacted, wrote a note to the school. The next day, both my kids were taken by Children's Aid. I lost it. So we went through that rigmarole. My mom got sick with Alzheimer's, eventually passed away due to Alzheimer's. My uncle got sick. My boyfriend got into a horrific car accident. He was on death's door. He made it through miraculously. I don't know how, but through the grace of God, he did. And it's just been one upset after another for many, many years. And after his accident, settlement came through. We said, to hell with it. The kids are not with me. I can't be with the kids living in the city. Nothing's going nowhere. We're just falling into a deeper and deeper muck hole, and it doesn't end. So we had to get the hell out of Dodge, and that's exactly what we did. And the doors that have been opened up, the opportunities, meeting Victoria Banks at the gala event that we met at, I've met the mayor of Huntsville. I've met his right-hand man. I've met you. The opportunities are just endless. And I have to say, it all started with my volunteer driver that took me to counseling. She was able to be the first person I confided in. She's an 80-some-odd-year-old woman, so it's like I'm talking to my mother or my grandmother. I love her. She's an angel. And I definitely would suggest anybody out there in the Muskoka or Perry region who is able to become a volunteer driver for mental health or any other business, I highly suggest doing it. It is valuable. It helps so many people. It helps you, and it gives you a feeling of accomplishment, and it helps so many people in ways that you can't even imagine.
Okay, that's an important point. I think that's one we might not often think of.
Well, having a volunteer driver befriend me and talk to me and just listen to me, my hopes, my fears, my concerns, everything, and just be my friend and get me back and forth to wherever. And, if I'm scared or nervous, I can vent it and get it out, and I don't have to be worried about her judging me or anything like that. And it's just opened up such a big door in my life. I'm a different person than I was when I moved here. I'm happier, I'm singing, I'm laughing, I'm cracking jokes that I couldn't remember 10 years ago. We have 2 dogs and a cat. I've got my man, and we've recently gotten engaged earlier this month. After 15 years, he asked me to marry him on my birthday, and I'm now 43 years old, so this is quite a turnaround in my life. And I can honestly say because of the counseling I've been able to get help with, and my volunteer driver, and doing the choir thing. Singing has always been a big passion of mine. Singing for me is a form of therapy.
Okay.
I can connect with the music. I can vent with my music. I can get it out. I can cry. I can be happy. I can stomp. I can beatbox I can do it all. I can get it all out. And music is such a powerful form of expression in so many ways. So many people take music for granted. But if there's any way anyone out there can help someone in a music way, or be a volunteer driver, or just be a friend to a stranger, it's such a big help to be kind to someone else, because just asking someone how your day was could turn that day around for them.
Right.
The little things that people take for granted, like picking up their keys if it falls out of their pocket, or picking up change, said, here, you dropped this. Something that incidental could be so important and make such a life-changing door open in someone's life. You have no idea how much help you could be to someone else. And in the 4 years I've been here, and since my story with the Hope and Healing, I've had people tell me that I motivate them. I help make them feel like they should follow their dreams, because that's exactly what I did. My dreams were to become a better person for myself, for my boyfriend, and my children, and I did that. And my second dream was to be in a choir, to see if I had what it took to be in a choir. I'm now doing that. I do the cabaret. I love it. It's I'm on disability because of my mental issues, which I was terrified to apply, but I have a wonderful family doctor. He was able to help me with that. And my life has just turned completely around, like a total 180. And it's just to be able to talk to everybody and tell them how important it is to be there for someone, or to pat them on the back, or be their confidant, or just be a friend. You don't have to know the person. You don't have to be close with them. Just a person walking down the street. It's so important to be there for other people and be there for yourself at the same time. And it could make all the difference in someone's life. It really can.
So you're really bringing up the point that it's the small little actions we might not think of as significant.
That's right.
That can really turn things around.
Yes.
And have in your life, and you're aware of that.
Yes.
And now you're carrying forward that message.
I try my best. All I've ever wanted to do is help people, help them feel better about themselves, and help motivate them, and help them to get their dreams out there and search for their dreams. Because everybody, I don't care who you are or who you think you are, everybody has an unattainable dream. And the only reason it's unattainable is because your fear is stopping you from looking for that dream. If you can break through that wall of fear, you can do anything in your life. And you know what? I am living proof. I'm 43. I have a life now. I'm happy. I'm engaged. I have family and friends I never knew I had. And once I started being there for myself, I was able to be there for others. Then other people came to me and said, hey. So it's definitely worth taking time for someone else and for yourself and making the world a better place. Even in your area, it's worth it.
Well said. So at this point, we're just going to take a quick break to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be back with more of our inspirational chat with Leanna. Hi, welcome back to Transitions. We're talking with Leanna Kokoski today. And Leanna, you were sharing your inspirational story of what music has meant to you in your life. So I'm wondering, has music always been a part of your life?
Yes, it has. When I was very, very young and my parents used to argue over how they disciplined me, for example, I couldn't cope with the yelling and the arguing and all the whatever, the negativity. So I would, even as a child, I would go in my room, put on my radio, and drown out my parents arguing with music. And that's how I dealt with pretty much most of life, is my music. And I sing because I feel. I sing because it gets to me. It pulls at my heartstrings. If I can relate to it, I'm going to belt that sucker out like nobody's business. And that's how I get through day to day.
Excellent. And so now you're sharing that wisdom with community mental health, are you not?
Yes. Yes. Because of my ideas, after I started the choir, I went to my mental health office and I said to them, why don't you guys have any form of music therapy to help people? Because my choir is my therapy. Well, they liked what I had to say, and because they are big on getting people with lived experience to be a spokesperson or whatever for other people, they liked my idea. They facilitated my idea by saying, what's your ideas? Let's hear it. Let's see if we can do something with it. And now, through the COI program within mental health, through Sunridge, every couple of months they have a music wellness session. It's not actual music therapy because none of us are licensed therapists, but there is a course online I can take for free. So I found that out. So when I get everything organized, I can take that course, and it shouldn't be too much. But music wellness, it's just pretty much we get together, we sing, we talk about music, we talk about what feelings we get from music, how it helps us cope, what songs stir what feelings, and the history about music, and we just have fun doing it. And it's awesome. The couple of times we've done it, I've had a really great response. People love it. People get involved. And when you're singing and you're all getting involved, I love the energy because it's all about positive energy. It's all about making yourself bigger and better than what you actually see yourself as. And music can do that. It can take you away from all your pain, all your struggles, and put that peace and serenity back in your life that a lot of people really, really need and really don't search for because they take it for granted. People go to work, people do what they got to do, they raise their families, they take care of their jobs. But how many people really take time for self-awareness through music?
Right.
Not half as many people as what could be. And music, in my opinion, is another form of positive energy, positive vibration, which there's energy in everything in this earth. Whether you want to realize it or not, it's there. And music just brings that positive vibe out. But, also teaching people that certain music will bring on certain things, like negative music will bring on negative feelings, which will, make you want to react in a negative way and go get, revenge or whatever. And that's not what music's about. Music is about lifting you up, lifting your soul up to a higher sense of being where you can be who you are, not who everybody around you wants you to be. It's about you and your connection with the cosmos and the world and the energy and the vibration. And of course, there's that love in there too. Music connects us with every part of our life. And to have it exposed and to have everybody feel it and recognize it and use it, that's just one of the best things in the world, I think. So for me, doing my cabaret, doing my singing, doing the choir, when I'm on that stage and I'm singing, yeah, I'm nervous. I'm scared as crap. But when I'm up there and I've got the microphone in my hand and I know the words and I know the tune and I can belt out a song, it's almost like it puts me up high on a pedestal. Nobody can touch me. Nothing can hurt me. No pain from my past can reach me up high on that pedestal that I put myself on. So in a sense, it's a safety net.
Okay. And do you think there's an added dimension that you're doing your music with other people? Does that make any difference?
It does, because singing by myself for years, doing karaoke in the city where everybody's drunk, no one cares what you sound like, you just belt it out, you're drunk, you suck, who cares, right? But when you're in a choir, it's completely different because you're not alone. You're part of something bigger than you. And that's a really scary thing when you're not used to it. But as you get more involved in the songs and you learn the songs and you get talking to more people in the choir, doors open up. It's like walls that have been built up in your head kind of crumble after so long, and the light shines through those walls as they crumble down further. For me, it's a serenity, it's a peace. Like, say, when a loved one passes away and you're grieving for years and you miss that person, but you hear that particular song that particular someone you miss used to sing or used to love. Where does it bring you back to? Your memories of that person you love.
Right.
So what is it if it's not a form of salvation?
Oh.
And in the biblical days, music was big. Anybody who goes to church, they're always singing in church, aren't they? They're always praising whatever with their music. You go into different cultures, you go way back in the past. Music has always been around, whether it's with a drum or it's with a bunch of native people getting around in a circle and doing their music. It's there. It's in our hearts. It's in our souls. And if anybody is interested in music and they want to go out and they want to get into a choir or they want to be part of something bigger, if that's what you love to do, go search for it. It's out there waiting for you to find it. It's not going to fall into your lap. You got to search it out. But once you search it out, the possibilities are just endless.
Wow. That I couldn't have said that better. That's a very powerful message.
Well, when you're passionate about something, it just comes out and it just flows.
Clearly it does with you. Now, would you like to share, we have about 4 minutes left, maybe you could share some of the message you shared at the Hope and Healing.
All right, I will read the speech that I wrote for that. All right, my story. I was born in 1972 to my parents in St. Catharines, Ontario. I have lived through sexual abuse done to me by my father while I was in diapers. My father died in 1981 when I was 9. I went through mental anguish, and suicide was an option to me. My mom had manic depression due to her survival of different abuses in her lifetime. She had mental and physical abuse many times, and she abused me at times, totally oblivious to it. So I fought. Promiscuous as a teen, suicide was still an option. Emotionally messed up as an adult. I had 2 gorgeous daughters, only to have them taken away from me while they were young. I chose to stay with my partner because I lost my girls due to my mental state, not him. So I fought, only to lose my mom to Alzheimer's, then almost lose my partner to a horrible car accident. After 5 years of my mom's diagnosis, she died. My uncle had dementia as well and passed away not long after my mom in 2010. I died inside too. So I fought. Never happy, never well, my partner moved me up here to his family's property in 2011. I was alone in the bush, 5 hours away from my entire life with no family. My favorite brother died in January of 2012. There was a horrible snowstorm. I was 5 to 6 hours away, and I had no ride. I couldn't get to my brother's funeral. I felt horrible, so I fought. I ended up in counseling, met my wonderful volunteer driver, which took me to counseling every week and helped me get into the choir circuit, one of my life's dreams. I'm now on disability and still with my partner of now 15 years, while falling in love more and more with him and myself every day, also learning to take control of my life, which never may have been mine unless I fought for it. Along the way, I have learned I am not alone, and more people than anyone struggle with depression and anxiety at some time in their lives. So I am no worse than anyone. We all feel the pain, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. The support and genuine help I have received from everybody since I have moved has left me feeling more informed, aware, proactive, and sympathetic towards everyone everywhere, while feeling empowered, sane, and free. I firmly believe that moving and counseling and choir has seriously saved my life. In my 20s, I was diagnosed with depression, anxiety, panic disorder, and agoraphobia. I am now 43 and have been given my life and peace of mind back.
That is quite a powerful story. Well, we're out of time, so we'll have to say goodbye for this week. Thank you so much for coming in, Leanna.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It's been an honor.
And if you'd like to learn more about Canadian Association of Mental Health Muskoka Parry Sound, you can text the HBR Kia text line at 705-224-2527 and enter the keyword transitions. That's all for this week. We'll talk to you again next week. Bye for now.